Peter Warren Singer. I direct the 21st Century Defense Initiative at Brookings, which is a think tank in Washington, D.C. We have an assumption, if we think of war, it's a man, he's in uniform. If he's in uniform, he's serving on behalf of his nation, his government. Why is he serving? Politics. That's why they go to war, patriotism and the like. That's our assumption. And yet, if you looked at the reality, that assumption's broken down. It's men, it's women, it's also children. 1 out of every 10's a combatant. We also have this new change of technology coming in, which is both a shift in sort of the what, but also the who. Where right now we have over 7,000 unmanned systems in the air, 12,000 on the ground. But then the organizations that people were fighting in, it wasn't just militaries fighting each other. Look at who the U.S. military is fighting against out there right now. It's insurgents, terrorist groups. In other locations, it's drug cartels. Look who's fighting on beside of us, private military contractors. So we had this idea of, this is Hollywood stuff, except the ratio is one contractor for every one U.S. soldier in Iraq and Afghanistan. We had more than 130,000 in Iraq. So it's not Hollywood anymore when you have over 130,000 of them, when you can't do the operation without it. Then you get into the motivations. What's the motivation? It's not politics or patriotism when you're talking about the wars of today. Find me one war out there that's just about politics. It's economics, it's social reasons, impact of culture, religion. What's the motivation of a robot? It has no motivation. And so the rules are breaking down. I use this example because this was a science fiction-like technology, and the legal question of how can you use a submarine in war? Does it have to follow the old rules, or do you need new rules? These questions of law and ethics have huge impact. That question is why the United States enters World War I. A question of ethics on a technology that just roughly 30 years earlier had been science fiction. Jules Verne, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Well, German submarine attacks on shipping, which we thought were illegal, is why we enter the war. So we can mine from those lessons to how we deal with cybersecurity today. And again, one of the issues is not just the laws in it, but how does it flip the balances? Is cybersecurity a place where the offense is inherently at an advantage compared to the defense? A lot of people are pushing that right now. Well, if that's the case, how can you create deterrent structures in this place? Or what does proliferation of capability look like in this space? Is it something where only states can act, or is it something where small groups might have huge impact? And that's all sorts of things we're just now starting to figure out in this realm of fighting in zeros and ones. So you don't even have to get into the realm of the Terminator to say, okay, our robotics used in war has changed the individual experience of going to war. For 5,000 years, going to war meant going to a place of such danger that your family might never see you again. That's what it meant to go to war. That's true whether we were talking about the ancient Greeks going to fight Troy, to my grandfather going to fight the Japanese in the Pacific after Pearl Harbor. That has been a fundamental truth of war. That fundamental truth has been broken by robotics and unmanned systems, where you have someone who doesn't have to go to war in the old way, where they don't have to worry about not seeing their family, where in fact their most dangerous point of their day is not the act of shooting, it's their drive into work. That's a breakpoint. We don't even have to get to super intelligent robots, which may or may not come, but we're already at that breakpoint.